Welcome. Hi everyone. Welcome to Boston New Technologies Mobile App Startup Showcase, BNT 107. Who's ready to see some awesome startups? Yeah, thanks guys. Thank you all for coming out. So I'm Chris Rakenna, and I'm here with co-organizer Tom Maloney, right here, and several volunteers helping tonight as well. Thanks everybody. And we are actually live streaming on Facebook and also on Introvoke. So all your friends can check this out later, or if you miss anything, you can go back and see the videos. So this handout that you all have has I think you can just hear me with this, can't you? This handout has all the information you need actually for tonight. These are all the partners, and then all of the startup information is on the back. And we would appreciate any tweets, photos especially for the event. Just use BNT107 as the hashtag, and also mention Boston New Tech. We have all the handles on the handout here as well for you to refer to. And all these startups will appreciate any buzz you can offer. So each of the founders will get 5 minutes to give a quick overview and a demo if feasible, and then they'll take your questions. So think of some good ones, and we will go through all of those. We are going to ask everyone to repeat questions so we get them on the microphone, and so everyone can hear what the questions were. And just want to thank some of the partners before we proceed with the program. And of course, we are here at Microsoft, and they have awesome tools for software development, especially mobile development with Visual Studio. So just want to thank them and mention that they offer the Community Edition free, actually. So if you want to just try this out, it's pretty cool. We don't have any representative here to welcome you all. But we do have some of our partners, including the Boston Headshot.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Hi, I'm Dan Wynn, co-founder of the Boston Headshot. I had the pleasure of meeting some of you out there earlier tonight and taking your headshots, so thanks for visiting. So what our company does is we specialize in image branding. It's so crucial nowadays in today's society that you have an image that best represents you. The way to best view that is just because you don't run a multi-million-dollar company doesn't mean you don't have to look like you run a multi-million-dollar company. So what we do is we specialize that on an individual basis, or we come into your company and shoot your entire company as well. So that way everybody looks like $1 million. So when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you want to work a little harder. All right, thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.
For all those great headshots. And we also have another partner here, Ink Stores.
Thanks, Chris. Jay Sapovitz. I had an opportunity to meet most of you out front during the networking time. I custom print apparel, embroider apparel on demand down in my retail store in Mansfield, Mass. You can walk in and buy one piece, which is somewhat unique, and then also offer all forms of promotional products as you see laid out on the table, so I hope you grab something. And it's great to be here and great to be with BNT. Thanks.
Thank you, Jay. And we also have Chuck Goldstone. There it is, sorry, right in front of me.
Do I need this? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, I need this. There we go. I've developed a time machine, as you know, so we can go back to October 23rd. So work with me on this. I love this community. I like what I've seen so many extraordinary ideas, and I just get so sad sometimes when I see so many companies that have really great ideas.
I'm done with it. See, I have so many great ideas, and they just can't convince anyone. So my role has been, since the dawn of time, is helping people figure out how to tell the world what it is that they do to get the world excited as you are. I mean, that's the goal. The problem, fundamentally, is that we are sometimes so close to what it is we do, we can't explain it in a way that other people understand. We explain the difficult explanation. I was on the phone today, I did a webinar today with some companies from Lisbon. And I was listening to some of the things that people were saying, and they were giving me this great definition of what it is that they do. And I had to step back and say, isn't what you do this? And we could sum it up in about 12 words, and they said, yeah. We are so close. Don't give the technical, the deep description. What is it fundamentally that you do that you can get somebody to say, yeah, I get it. Now tell me more. So anyway, my role, I work with you guys one-on-one. I do a lot of office hours. I do a lot of free stuff. I do a workshop. The next one is actually December 18th. Take that information down. It will still link you. It will give you a discount code. But for God's sake, let's make your story easy and compelling and engaging and just so simple that everybody says, wow, what a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Anyway, now you can applaud. That is so neat. Come on.
Dr. Testimonial. I took his course last spring. I still refer to his notes on a regular basis. It's a great course. Highly recommended.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Check now. Thank you.
And I'd also like to thank Tom Maloney.
Good evening, all. I'm going to talk a little bit about networking, of course, and I'm going to give some of the high points. Again, most important thing when you're networking, when you meet somebody, you can say what you do, but that's not, there's better ways to communicate. You want to ask an open-ended question. The open-ended question I suggest is, what brings you here? And from that, you can have a whole conversation. The other thing with networking is, before you go into the event, take a couple of minutes, think about what your goal is. And your goal should be to help somebody. You're going to take care of yourself naturally, but when you start helping and connecting others, that's where the real magic can happen in this world, about making your business that much better. And you never around Boston know who you're meeting. I do trainings and seminars. One of my new trainings is freestartup.co, helping businesses who aren't quite ready to take and go get monies, or you can go to an incubator or an accelerator. Come talk to me afterwards and we'll figure out a way of solving that problem. Thank you.
And I just want to thank a couple other partners. So Boston New Technology headquarters is at the Yard in the Hancock Tower. It's a great co-working space, and we have a free 1-week trial for anyone interested. So you can sign up at our link, and we hope to see you over there. And my company offers software and app development services, so if you need help or advice, just contact me. And with that, I think we will just transition to the first presenter. It's just a second here. So Catch Vibes could not be here tonight, but we do have a special guest who's just going to tell you a bit about them. Please welcome Alex Stern.
Hey there. So yeah, I'm not Deirdre Neufeld. She's the founder and CEO. Unfortunately, she got in a fender bender on the way here, so she's okay. Everyone's okay, but she had to deal with that. So I'm a strategic advisor for several startups, including Catch Vibes. Serial entrepreneur who loves cereal. Co-founded several companies. The most notable, Constant Contact. If anyone's familiar, show of hands. All right, thank you. So Catch Vibes is an exciting new app. Today when we're going out socially, we're typically, it's a place we haven't been before. We'll want to just check in our network, anyone ever gone. We might go online, and typically we'll look at things like, online reviews. But oftentimes, you just don't really get the vibe and the feeling of what the place is like. So it's a great social engagement app where it's curated by people that are going to different events and to bars and restaurants and other places. And so you could say, gee, let's go to Friday night. Wonder what it's like at 8 p.m. And you go out and catch vibes, and you could actually get the feel for and the vibe of what the place is like at certain days and times. So it gives you an opportunity, so you don't spend your time and waste your time going out of your way to some place to get there and realize that it's dead. It's dead at 8 p.m. on Fridays. Instead, you can really get the feel for it before you commit. And so it's a great new app. Launching very soon on the different mobile platforms. It's in kind of completion, but just ready to launch. I think in December is the time frame. So I guess we'll put that on. It's streaming, so I guess it's December now. So, but just again, on behalf of Dee, who will hopefully present at a future mobile app event, she's sorry that she couldn't make it.
Thanks, Adam. Okay, give us just one moment to transition. Please welcome HotSpotMe.
Thank you, Chris. My name is Robert Sabharwal. I'm the founder of HotspotMe, the world's first hotspot sharing application. So if you have a wireless router or a mobile hotspot, you go online and register on our website, and anyone nearby with the HotspotMe app on their phone can connect to your router, use it for a period of time, and pay. And so we are the Uber for hotspots. Just to tell you a little bit about our company, in 2015 we came up with the idea of hotspot sharing as we were trying to think of something in the sharing space. We immediately began to work on the proof of concept application, which was completed in March of 2016. And then in August of 2016 we filed for a provisional patent in the United States. In September of 2016, we did a small friends and family funding round of $50,000. Other than that, we bootstrapped everything. We finished the alpha prototype in June of 2017, started testing immediately, and then we filed for the full patent in August of that year. We've completed the beta version in August of 2018, and our patent was approved and issued on June 11th of 2019, this year. And 2 weeks later, we launched HotspotMe. And so we had some really good media exposure at the beginning of our launch. We were featured in various Android blogs, iPhone blogs, app review websites, as well as major business websites like MarketWatch. So we had some great public relations at the beginning. Here's our listing in the Google Play Store, so you can download it. We're available only for Android now. We're looking for an iOS developer to join the team so we can get the iPhone app out as soon as possible. But we've done pretty good in terms of user growth at the beginning. We have almost 5,000 downloads on a very tight budget in terms of marketing. Like I said, we bootstrapped everything, but we have about 5,000 users in our database in terms of users as well as hosts. And so our future plans are to double our user growth. Like I said, we had about 5,000 next quarter. We'd love to have about 10,000 new users. We need to add new team members, specifically an iOS developer, but also other team members to help us grow that are experts in marketing and advertising. We wish to release the iPhone version next year. That's very important. We also want to file for international patents and trademarks, as well as roll out to new countries. We're available in 11 countries right now, and we hope to eventually be available in almost every country and have the same sort of global presence as Uber and Airbnb, hopefully. And next year we hope to launch HotspotMe for Business, which is a version of the application that would be used for small businesses, like coffee shops, fast food restaurants, and so forth. Instead of charging their customers, they can offer HotspotMe and just display ads or promotional content while the person is connected. And so small businesses could use HotspotMe as a marketing tool while still offering their customers free Wi-Fi. So that's another way we have of monetizing HotspotMe, but we've thought of other ways as well that I won't share this evening, but I will share in the future. And so just to finish off, some of the folks that helped us with HotspotMe get us where we are today. Michael Husky and his team at Octal Digital has done a fantastic job with a very small budget, marketing and advertising online and getting us like almost 5,000 downloads so far. They've done a great job. Sean Casco and his team at Preapps did an excellent job with our public relations and getting media exposure at the beginning and getting our press release out there and our app reviews and blogs and so forth. Kevin Zelaya and his team at PostgreSQL, they've formulated and filed our patent and got our patent approved, and so we're very thankful to them, as well as my friend Chris Williams, an early investor who believed in us from the beginning, and so we're very thankful to all of them. We couldn't have got to where we are without them, and I'm very thankful to all of you this evening for listening to this presentation. I'd be happy to take the questions now. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
I have a question. Right now, most major cell phone carriers offer unlimited data.
Correct.
So
Most
what is
major.
the need for use hotspot to get data?
Well, most major, the question is, most major carriers offer unlimited data, and that's true. Some don't, and also you may not have a good signal sometimes. You may be sort of in the financial district, and there's a lot of high-rise buildings, and you may not have a good signal, so connecting to someone's router could be very convenient, as well as people who don't have a data plan, or they have a small data plan, they live like on campus, or they live near someone next door, and they just want to connect once in a while. So it's a pay-as-you-go app, and it's more for a convenience, sort of when you're on the go and you need to quickly connect to one of the millions of routers out there.
It's complementary to the the data plan.
Complementary.
So how much is the fee?
Right now, we have it set up as per minute, so if you use it for more than 20 minutes, it's 45 cents per minute, and we're going to get, as we get feedback, we can change our pricing structure, but that's how we have it set up. And then the host of the router gets 72.5% of the transaction, and HotspotMe takes 27.5% from every transaction, and we cover all of the credit card and payment processing fees.
Actually, just help me to understand how you get this fee process. So let's say I find available hotspot.
Yep.
I log in.
Yep.
And use the service.
Yep.
I mean, the other party needs to get paid.
Yep.
So how
You use
it.
We have it all connected through Stripe as our payment processor, so you have to have a credit card on file when you register our app, and then when you connect to someone, it times you, and then when you click disconnect, the time it automatically charges your credit card for however long you've used it for.
Oh, I see. So both parties need to be on your app.
Exactly.
So this transaction.
The person who registered their router, they have to have a bank account registered with us, so the money automatically goes into their bank account seamlessly.
Yeah, congratulations about this venture. I wonder, you said you have 5 years.
Other questions?
So far. Yeah. And you do this full time or you do it
I'm doing this full time. Now.
It's an intriguing idea. The question I have is, there has been any pushback at all from any of the carriers? Because you're reselling, do they consider, could they come in and say, Tom, you can't have this in your home now because now you're a business?
That's a good question. Have we had any pushback from our carriers? Not yet, because I don't think they've heard about us yet.
Well, that's the question.
And once we get big enough, I won't care at that point. But no, I think that is a very good question, and that will be something that, there's nothing in the carriers. We had lawyers look over the contracts, and there's nothing in the carriers' contracts now that says
you cannot resell.
But like you said, they might change that in the future if they get wise to it. So these are the things that we have to definitely pay attention to in our strategies. Yes, sir.
Do you have, what kind of relation, what's your competition with Comcast, Xfinity, the Wi-Fi network?
Xfinity offers something kind of similar. If you're like a customer of Xfinity, you can access other people's routers.
Yep.
But what's interesting is they can turn that off and they don't get anything out of it either. You know, they're not getting paid by sharing their router. With HotSpotMe, the person who's sharing his router is getting paid. He's getting almost all money. So that's the business model is the major difference there.
What's your outbound marketing or outbound sales?
It's minimal at this point, you know, but right now we launched in June and we're just most focused on user growth. We don't have a huge number of hotspots available that have signed up. It's mostly, we've had almost 5,000 downloads, but really a small percentage of that has been host signups. There's not that many places for them to use it just yet. Yes, sir.
What about security if you're like the other person's connected to the same router?
Right, he's wondering about security. So when you're connected to the router, you are connected through your Android phone. You have the person's credit card on file. You have the person's name on file. The other person has their bank account on file. There is a manner of trust, I guess, that goes with it with all of this sort of sharing apps. It's kind of like, what if you hop into an Uber and the guy's a serial killer, you know what I mean? You can take that chance. Of course, as we would definitely want to improve the security and we definitely want to get better. I think in the future we have some ideas that will make it more secure and make people feel more secure, especially like a type of insurance that you can have for identity theft and whatnot. Yes, sir.
Is there any liability for people that are doing illicit stuff and now all of a sudden your router's facilitating their illicit transactions?
Well, absolutely, that would be something that people would worry about, but thing is, we know when you're connected, we have a record of everybody who's connected, we have your credit card on file, and if there is any illicit things done, we would be able to trace that back to when you were connected. That's it. Thank you, appreciate it.
Please welcome FolksPaper.
Hi, my name is Ivan Linn. I'm the CEO of FolksPaper. And if you play Final Fantasy video game, you probably heard me playing the piano in the original soundtrack 1,000 times. I wish I could talk more about video games, so that's not what we're here for today. We're talking about FolksPaper. And this is Abigail Keenan, our product manager.
Thank you. All right, let's get started. So FolksPaper is a social journalism platform designed by creative minds for content creators. As a place where you can share your passion for life and the content that you want to make and connect with the world around you. It's a creative space where those who make the content that we consume online decide the direction of the platform and not those who are advertising on it. Folks Inc. set out to create a place where consumers and creators can work together to build a community that works for them on a global scale, and thus FolksPaper was born. Doing what you love and sharing your passions with the world have for a long time seemed to be at odds with having to earn a living, because in the past society has failed to recognize the inherent value in the content that we consume. Online content fills our leisure time, it fills our commutes, it fills our workday. You can't go more than 5 minutes without clicking on a post, seeing something pop up on your phone. We are constantly surrounded by content. FolksPaper wants to do better by these content creators. So far in the past, you can maybe earn some advertising revenue, you can maybe get a monetized stream, but we want everyone to have an equal chance to have this community. We want everyone to have a chance to earn, and we've made it simple. With our built-in tipping mechanism, with just a click of a button, a user can reward a content creator with our in-game currency, Power, which can then be easily cashed out into Bitcoin. It enables these hardworking individuals who have filled our leisure time for decades to finally be compensated fairly for their work. As the internet has evolved, content theft has seemed to be an inescapable frustration for creators. Whether it's content scraping, their art ending up on someone else's merchandise, or simply just not having control of the narrative behind your content, seeing it posted places without attribution. For in the past, the burden of proof has been on the content creators and not on the person stealing the content to prove who made this first. These creators now can have a better way with FolksPaper, introducing our new FolkSeal program, where we utilize data anchoring on the Ethereum blockchain to anchor your content, to create an immutable proof of when you made that content and who it was made by, to give you back control over the narrative behind your content. FolksPaper and FolkSeal are just the beginning for us. We want to offer not just a place for you to share your content and protect it, but also a place for you to store it before you're ready to do so. With the Folks family of products, there's a future where your intellectual property is protected from the second it leaves your hands, be it storage for an individual with our Folks storage product, or for a business with Folks Enterprise. Folks Inc. firmly believes that integrating data technology with storage as well as posting can do for content theft what Spotify did for music piracy. The world is shrinking every day as people become more and more connected and look globally for everything from the things that they buy to the friends they make and even the news that they consume. To transition to a global society, we need to decentralize and to help users sift through the massive amount of content available. Creativity and growth cannot happen in a vacuum, and allowing people to decide for themselves what is worthwhile and to reward the people who make that content will encourage people to make content worth reading. We want to help sift through the noise. FolksPaper is working to build a global society where you can earn as you post and create your own headlines. And now, I want to share with you a short demo. The FolksPaper app is an ever-evolving and growing community where creator-focused features are released and improved with each new version. Users on any tier can easily post, purchase power, tip authors, engage with other users, make comments, and help other people engage with their content. We value our content and have taken steps to ensure that it's not only fun to read, but also to produce. The FolksPaper community represents a symbiotic relationship between consumers and content creators working together to build a decentralized community. The community is in complete control over what has value and who gets to decide that. Users use a push function to decide whether content is worth their time, and though that is the content that gets ranked first. We also value our users' privacy and their safety. Because of that, we do use two-factor authentication when you want to cash out. However, once an account is fully set up with a phone number verified, which is the push of a button, users can easily cash out their FolksPaper earnings into Bitcoin, enabling them to earn as they post. Bitcoin, we believe, offers authors the opportunity to earn revenue from their readers across the globe, regardless of the limitations and complications inherent in using fiat currency, paving the way for a barrierless global society. Here at Folks Inc., we believe that widespread cryptocurrency adoption is inevitable, and we hope that you'll download our app and join us in the future. And now I'll turn you over to Ivan for our Q&A.
Yes. So, just to make sure I understood, so you don't charge cash, it's only Bitcoin, that's the only transaction, that's the only medium for...
For now, yes, but there will be more cryptocurrencies be applied on this platform. But the special part...
I've been paid USD.
Yes, the easiest part is that you can use Apple Pay or Google Pay to purchase the currency on FolksPaper, and that would eventually be able to convert it into the cryptocurrencies we offer on the platform, because it's nowadays still quite hard and impossible and hard to find a place to purchase those cryptocurrencies. I mean, we can go to Coinbase, we can go to Bittrex, but this is the easier way that you can do through Apple Pay or Google Pay.
Looks like a great platform for money laundering. Seriously, you buy content, you know, millions of dollars worth. What are you going to do about money laundering issues? And do you have any connections to the various law enforcement agencies regarding this regulatory aspects of this?
Good question. So we were actually talking about that this afternoon. And actually, when you purchase those cryptos through Apple Pay or Google Pay on the platform of FolksPaper, you won't be able to cash out directly because you need to tip someone. What you can cash out from is actually those in-app currency like Power that Abigail was mentioning. You need to receive those tips from your audience in order to cash out. So you cannot, once you put in, you cannot cash out that easily.
Well, money launderers are very clever.
We'll see about that.
They'll find a way to make it funnel it, yeah.
Any other questions?
What's coming up next for FolksPaper?
Okay, so first of all, there will be more cryptocurrencies offered on FolksPaper because we believe Bitcoin is just a start. We wanted to engage with the Bitcoin community because, first of all, it's the most popular cryptocurrency, so it's easier to get users out of it. But second of all, we started to do data anchoring through Ethereum, and that's why we're moving next, and we're gonna add more cryptocurrencies to FolksPaper so that it will be more options for people to do the tipping, to do the transactions in a good faith, because you're gonna tip the contents that you love, and you will be receiving tips from your audience.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you select the crypto over just USD?
We've been seeing a lot of products using USD, and so far they are not doing very successful. And it's not easy to explain, but when you see the product, instead of Uber that you're very much used to using taxi service, paying USD, people are still not quite used to tipping other users by using fiat money. That's why when we see live streaming, we see people sending castles, racing cars instead of US dollars, because it's giving you a easier and more relaxed sense in a way. Because when it comes to money, it's always not that simple, and that's why we want to make it more fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Please welcome The Pond.
Hi everyone, I'm Will Galebach, the lead developer and co-founder of The Pond, which is a matching app to help entrepreneurs find talent and opportunities. So the problem that we identified after talking with several hundred entrepreneurs is that viable startups need to fill key complementary roles in order to be successful, but finding the people to fill those roles is very difficult and time-consuming when you're already trying to build your startup. So on a traditional platform, on the main platforms that people use to find talent, like LinkedIn, AngelList, or Co-Founders Lab, you get on the platform and immediately there's this huge list of profiles. So you search through that list using some key terms that you think are relevant to the role you're trying to fill with your startup. And then you get back a shorter list. And then you go through the profiles, maybe you send a connection request, maybe you send a cold message, but you don't know if these people are interested in talking with you or if they even want to join a startup. So we wanted to build a solution that provides warm introductions using the right information for entrepreneurs. So how that looks to us is, starting off, we want to know, do you have an idea, or are you looking to join an idea? That's the most important thing to know to filter down to the people you want to talk to. Then we want to know, what is your role at your startup? What roles are you trying to fill at your startup? Or if you're looking to join one, what role do you think you're going to fill? It's probably, not going to be super broad. There's something that needs to get done at that startup. We also want you to put in your experience so that other people can evaluate you and you can evaluate other people. So once we've got that from our users, we can match them based on mutual interest. And then once they've said, hey, yes, I want to connect with this person, and both sides have agreed to talk, then they're put into a chat to continue the conversation. So I'm not going to take you through a demo of the app to see what that looks like. Does that work? Yes. No? There we go. Is that on? Okay. So I'm going to start it off once. Let's see. I'm sure it's going to go through. So start off during the. Yeah, I know. I know. We'll see. Is it popped up? No?
Did you come up last time?
Yeah, no. Sure, I can try. Yeah, I'll try something else. Well, finally showed up. Okay, let's see if this will hold. So immediately we want to know, again, do you have an idea or are you looking to join a startup? So here I'm going to say, yes, I have a venture, which means I'm only going to be matched with people looking to join. So now I can put in information about it. So the name, the stage I'm in, the funding stage, how many people are on the team, industry, our problem, our solution, what we're looking for, and are we open to remote team members? I'm going to say, yes, we are. Continue. Information on me. So I'm a technical professional. I'm looking for someone to do business development for my startup. And then I'm going to very quickly go in here. I've now made my profile. I can modify anything about it, including the company. It pulls in my experience and education from LinkedIn so that I can evaluate other people and I can highlight the things about myself that I want to show off so that other people want to join me. So now that I start connecting, I can view a profile. I can reject, say maybe, which gives me 2 weeks to accept or reject, or I can accept. So in this case, I'm going to accept. And now we're matched. So this means that Allison has also said that she's interested in chatting with me at some point previously. So then I can start a conversation. I can see a list of all the chats, including a support chat, which we monitor every day for comments, questions, and concerns. And you get up to 5 matches a day, meeting your criteria, and we hope that entrepreneurs will use this tool to find their co-founders. So thank you very much. Are there any questions?
What's your business model?
Yeah, so right now our business model is a freemium model. So we're hoping to offer a premium subscription in the future. Because we have sort of an asymmetric, like different user groups that have different needs, we're not sure who we're going to want to charge. Right now we have a pretty even split as well in user types, but it'll probably look actually similar to like a dating app where you would see more profiles or something like that.
Do you have other resources?
So we also have resources, we have some exclusive offers from our partners, and then articles that we think entrepreneurs will find interesting. So also adding a community aspect to it as well. Yes? So we launched about a month ago, and we have over 300 users right now.
Why do you only limit it to 5 matches per day?
Yeah, so right now we limit it to 5 matches so that people, when they're on the app, are really evaluating those 5, and it doesn't turn into a just like quickly swipe left or right. Like we have very detailed profiles, so we want people to go through that. Yes?
So what if you accidentally rejected one, but then you later thought, oh, maybe this person would really benefit my company? Did you go back and find a person who did that?
So that's something that we've thought about adding as part of a premium subscription. We added the maybe feature for that reason. So because it's not always a clear yes or no, you want to know what the options are. So you have up to 2 weeks to accept or reject once you've hit maybe. So that's what we have that in there for. So,
since the day you have this idea till it goes to current state, how long was the time frame?
Had this idea. So the idea for this app was, I would say, the middle or end of March, and so built and launched in October.
So it would be 6 months.
About 6 months, yes.
So it's all self-funding.
Yes, we had a small friends and family funding, but yeah, it's all self-funded. Okay. Oh.
Have you given any thought to how you might get some diversity among your candidates to choose from? So I mean ethnicity, gender, generational breadth.
Yeah. So right now we're open to everyone, so we don't have a particular sort of focus in where we're trying to go to get users. We're trying to go and get people where they have a self-expressed interest in joining a startup or finding a startup. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, just a second here. Please welcome QuicWit.
Ready? Fine. Fast. All right. Whoop. Ready? So when's the last time you actually won something when you played a game? Probably never or not that often. And that's until now. QuicWit is a 24/7, 365 trivia gaming experience and digital marketing platform where we ask random trivia questions throughout the day, and the first person to answer was a consumer prize mailed directly to their house, no strings attached, along with one of those cards. So we aimed to really just create a game, like not the typical gaming experience. We actually wanted to build something valuable that actually has some tangible value to users, which you don't really see today. And most importantly, because I have a background in marketing, I really wanted to fix those lead generation and marketing struggles that marketers have when trying to reach mobile consumers. So our solution was a unique experience, a one-of-a-kind experience while trying to change user behavior, but also provide value. And that was my key part there. So we created a trivia game that's spontaneous. It happens randomly throughout the day. You have 15 minutes to answer. Spelling actually counts, so if you can't spell Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's your fault. Users can use any research they desire, that's right. You can do Google, and yeah, you can try to hack it if you want, but I doubt you can. But we also want to provide value, so we actually send you directly to the product page of our partners. So our business model is really straightforward. It's broken down between users and partners. The core of our business, of course, is around the partner side. So we actually run product campaigns where you can actually sign up to sponsored questions and prizes. On the user side, it's your typical advertisement and app purchases, but those are some of the basics of our business model. But we focus on a lot of our partnerships, and that's the core of our business that I really want to stress. So these are actually some of the companies, some of the makers of a lot of the products that we give away today. Our first partnership actually went live last Thursday. I'm pretty pumped about it. So we actually went live with Millie last Thursday, which is actually a charity platform here in Boston. And what we did was, when you actually win a prize, you also win $2 towards a charity of your choice on the Millie platform. So we're a pretty creative and technical team. I have, again, experience in digital marketing, as well as a senior product management experience. iOS backend and UI with design and Day2. And we've been building apps and products for a good while now. So we have some testimonials. We actually have the good, which is like, people, wow, I love it. We have the bad, which is like, I love it too much and I don't want to share, which is a weird thing. And then we have the weird, which is like, oh crap, these guys really actually give us their products. Again, no strings attached. Our milestones, I'll run this down to you. We actually was able to seal a deal with UPS in the startup program for shipping. We won $20,000 in Google Cloud Platform credits from Founders Live Pitch. I've been fully bootstrapping it since we launched in October in Southie. Runner-up at Founder Plus Co, honorable mention at MIT Startpalooza, been on about 2 podcasts. We actually did an ambassador program for college students, so if they share, they can make money. We hired one of our power users. He reached out, he's like, I live in Boston, and I want to come make trivia questions with you, which is pretty awesome. That just happened about 4 weeks ago. And we actually have a lot of good Jeopardy players playing now, actual contestants that's been on the show, and they are really freaking good. And we've shipped prizes to about 50% of the states so far, which has actually been really interesting as well. We actually did something a little unorthodox, but we actually raised funding. We're looking to raise funding on Net Capital, so this is like your friends and family round to give me more runway. Of course, I bootstrapped it, but you can only go so far. So I actually decided to open it up to the public. So I did all the SEC paperwork, and for a couple more weeks, you can actually invest in QuicWit. Anyone can, with just a minimum of $100 in order to hit us over the 10K marker right now. So that is actually live, and I'm looking forward to doing this and continuing the growth. So I'll do a quick demo just so you can see what it looks like and feel like. But we also have a question launching tonight. So if you download it for iOS only right now, you can actually play tonight's game where you can win a prize, and the trivia question will be there. And I'll tell the people here that the little bit of secret is that because we tell you, because we actually show you the next question that's coming up, we don't tell you when it's going to happen. So when the market goes off, we say a question's coming within the hour, but you don't know if it's coming in 3 minutes or 45 minutes. Well, for tonight, only you guys and people in Interroper know it's coming at 9:03. You're welcome. All right, and I'll jump into the demo. Let's see here how this works. I didn't create that one. Oh yeah, there we go. What's up? I'm doing this for like as a commercial. It was pretty fun. I'm up way too late at night. So here you go. So yeah, so you can see the prize. Here's the prize button. This prize here was just a rocket book. So you can scroll down. You're actually landing right on the website of that company, driving traffic directly to that company's product page. Not a lander, not a bunch of other things, but directly on their product page. And then we'll tell you, okay, the clock is ticking. And we'll let you know that, hey, a new question is up, so game on. Again, you just type in your answer, whatever you think it may be. and you'll submit it. Everyone has to wait until the final 15 minutes is over. But again, you can look it, you can call grandma, you can go to Encyclopedia, you can do whatever you gotta do to try to figure out this answer. Go for it. Once you submit your answer, then once the 15-minute period is over, we'll actually tell you who won. And we'll give you some more stats like the top wrong answers, and as well as the top 5 people who got it correct. So I'll say, with that being said, while this wraps up, I'll say, welcome to QuicWit, the world's most impulsive trivia game. Thank you. You typically get one of these cards melded with every prize. It's a little bit of an exclusive card, but pretty fun. Yes.
How are you measuring the stickiness of your app?
So we measure it a couple ways. We look at the behavior of how many people actually go into the prize page, which is a lot. That prize button gets tapped a lot. People always want to know what the next upcoming prize is. And then we also look at how many people actually look at a question and actually play a question. Yes.
What's the what's the range on the dollar value of prizes?
So we decided to go with valuable prizes. So we actually try to stray away from things under 15, 20 bucks. For example, tonight's prize is a curated K-Mini. Sometimes we have drones, like we did yesterday. So it really varies, but we usually try and keep things on the up and up as far as some actual valuable prizes that people want, and not just like a $5 gift card. Yes.
Are you matched up against everyone on the platform, or is it?
You are matched up against everyone on the platform, but because we do like a ranking system, we have ways to segment it. So we can say, hey, let's just only trigger a question to people that are in, number 500,000 to 200,000 if we wanted to. Yes.
How frequently are people winning prizes?
So if you don't win, there's this thing called Evil QuicWit that comes up, and he also trolls everyone on Twitter. We actually create that, but most times, most of the questions people actually win. Every here and there, there are times where actually no one wins at all. But most of the time, I would say at least 90% of the time, we at least have one winner. Whether it's in 7 minutes, or whether it's in 11 minutes, or whether it's in 60 seconds. Yes.
Are you getting your prizes? Is it from the partners?
So we had a chicken and the egg situation to start. So I actually realized that I had to get users in order to get partners. So the first thing I did was actually invested a ton of money into different prizes. And even in between questions, we actually put up different prize URLs to try to understand what people like and don't like. So I initially purchased all the prizes, and I've done it to date in order to get the data and analytics and the users that I need in order to approach partners and create partnerships like we just did with Millie. Yes.
Are you addressing only physical prizes, or can they be subscriptions or software?
Initially, we started with physical, and I think we identified a path for certain software ones. So we're still exploring the software side, but the initial focus was on physical. Yes. Yeah.
You said tonight's question is going to be at 9:03. Is there like a random number generator? How do you guys, or is that somebody's behavior? Like, is that when you finish dinner or something?
Nope. We generate throughout the day an hour, and then we do another generator within that hour. So even most times, if I don't manually set it, even I don't know when the question is going to come. And then that also gives me data about what time of day that people are actually playing, and then I can use that to either bring in or expand the data sets, the time frames moving forward. Yes.
How are you winning money with this application?
Winning money?
Yeah, I mean, making money.
Oh, so for us, it's about product exposure and product exploration. So we actually we wanted to partner with companies in order for them to sponsor the prize, in order to drive traffic to their website and potential buyers. So for me, I'm a techie and I know a bunch of tech products, but there are a lot of people who do not know a lot about different products. So sometimes if you look on our Facebook or our social media, they'll say, oh my God, I want that pasta maker, or oh my God, I want this. So people really like to learn about different products, and we learned that that's actually a pretty fun aspect of it. So we're going the B2B route rather than trying to pester users with a bunch of in-app ads. Yes, last one.
So what's your KPI? Is it daily active users, or is it a certain button
I look at daily active users and I look at how many people actually hit the prize button, because that's going to drive our numbers, so that we can say, hey, partner, we were able to send this many people to your website directly. And you can see those metrics, and it's pretty much clear as day. All right, thank you.
Please welcome Native Voice.
Hello, my name is Ungar, and I'm here to talk to you about Native Voice, an open voice operating system for hearable manufacturers, enabling them to add voice applications on any device. Voice command systems are the fastest adopted technology in human history, outpacing TV, the radio, and the internet. With 50 million smart speakers, 100 million smartphones, and using voice commands today, hearable devices have seen tremendous growth with the advent of voice assistants. However, audio manufacturers, while enthusiastic, are struggling to make the transition from hardware to software, voice, and AI companies, while tech giants fight to maintain walled gardens around consumer data. As system complexity increases, so does supply chain specialization, creating a direct need for an open voice operating system and platform. At Native Voice, we will do for voice and thought communication commands what Microsoft did for PC and Android did for smartphones. Native Voice allows hearable manufacturers to easily transform and add a universal voice assistance platform onto their device with increased speed to market at lower costs. We offer manufacturers and users multi-voice assistant capabilities, including Alexa, Bixby, Cortana, Google Assistant, and others, on a growing platform of third-party voice assistance applications on the Native Voice application store. Native Voice offers users control over their data while giving brands direct access to consumers without major brands in between. Today, hey Google, hey Alexa. Tomorrow, hey Uber, hey Starbucks, hey JetBlue. Today, there are $75 billion in revenue from apps operating at a 90% margin. Native Voice is a free software for hearable manufacturers that generates revenue via in-app and app purchases on the Native Voice App Store. Over the past year, we have developed a consortium of partnerships with major system integrators and ODMs interested in implementing Native Voice. Our award-winning team is comprised of industry experts, including CEO and founder John Gosha, who has successfully started 2 companies in the past, including Idea Paint and Finally Light Bulbs, raising over $115 million. Bruce Bornstein, former founder and CEO of Aftershocks, who grew the company to $90 million, as well as our on-the-ground audio insiders located in Shenzhen, formerly from Apple and Sennheiser, located in Shenzhen, China, with deep industry relationships. Native Voice is seeking $3 million in seed funding today to develop software, bring the product to market, and complete the launch with our first 2 partners in February of 2020. Thank you. Any questions?
How many employees do you have?
So right now we have 6 full-time employees and 3 strategic advisors, including Professor Knight of MIT of Berkeley, who is the leading neuroscientist in brain-to-computer communication. And 2 of our employees are located in Shenzhen directly, John, myself, and Bruce are located in Boston. Yes, sir.
How are you pulling the revenue?
So we generate revenue through app and in-app purchases. So using the Apple App Store model, we take 1/3 of any purchase on the App Store. So per $1, if you buy a $1 app, you get 33 cents.
Do you guys have funding yet?
So we have $1.5 million in commitment and $200,000, sorry, in active funding, including funding from Panasonic and the EMC Group.
Can you tell us about your first customers? What you're planning for them? Yeah.
Certainly. So as I mentioned, we are focusing on a consortium-based approach, developing user base. So we're partnered with Cardinal Peak, Creor, Stream Unlimited, a few of the ODMs, including Gore-Tech and Mary Innovation, some of the leading brands in these spaces that allow us to create a installed user base.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, folks, as we start wrapping up here, we do have some other events coming up, so they're on the program. The best ones, there's a lot more on our website, but our next startup showcase will be our health tech showcase on December 9th, and we also have a B2B networking session in conjunction with our 50K celebration across all our meetup groups, and that's on December 11th at the Yard. And we're also doing a code drive, so we're going to be collecting codes, blankets, and socks at the Yard and other locations. So if anyone is interested in hosting a drop-off location, just contact me, and we'll work together. So we're hoping to raise at least 1,000 codes or other items to help people keep warm this winter.
Explain what the 50,000 thing is.
Well, we have we have 13 groups, so across all 13 groups between Austin and Boston, we have over 50,000 members now. So we have the Boston AI Network, Boston Mobile App Developers, Boston Blockchain Network, Boston Cloud Computing and DevOps, Boston HTML, Boston Marketing Technology, and then several groups in Austin as well. So we hope you guys can join and celebrate with us. Then we also have in January on the 13th our AR/VR showcase at PTC in Boston. And I think with that, just hope to see you at these future events, and like to thank all of these awesome startups for presenting and wish them all great success, and also thank Microsoft for hosting us. So let's wrap it up with a round of applause, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.